Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box. Transfer Frenzy. We are back after the international break, and over the last 2 weeks there were so many transfers. It's possibly a Family Fantasy Football League record. I couldn't be bothered to check. 25 transfers made over the last 2 weeks while FFL HQ was shut. 14 different managers going into the transfer market. One of those managers spent £5 million on their one permitted wildcard tactical gambit and took the opportunity in using it. Means they could make as many transfers as they wanted in a single week at no points deduction. Everyone gets one of those to use in a season, and this manager used it to make 10 changes to their teams. And one manager spent £5 million on an Oi's Mind tactical gambit that allowed them to bring in a player even though that player already belonged to another Family Fantasy Football League team. And that was the first time that an Oi's Mind tactical gambit has been played this season. Every manager gets 5 opportunities to buy an Oi's Mind tactical gambit. So well and truly a transfer frenzy. In this edition of Banter in the Box, we've got your game week 3 winners and losers. 4 winners all earning a manager of the season point. 4 losers all losing a manager of the season point where they had them to lose. We've got the FFFL Cup preliminary round preview. The bottom 6 in the Family Fantasy Football League on the 2nd of September were playing off this weekend for the right to enter the Family Fantasy Football League Cup first round group stage. I'll be previewing those games. We've got a manager of the season update as well. So without further ado, your game week 3 winners take a bow. Megan Hoxley-Chamberlain jumped 3 places up to 7th in the table. It's been a great start to the season for Megan. You have to go back to the 1st of September 2023, just over a year ago, for the last time that Megan was as high as 7th in the Family Fantasy Football League table. Take a bow also, Wearside Warriors manager Lee Poulter. 3rd week running that he's been a game week winner. He climbed 3 places up to 5th. A great start to the season for the returning manager Lee Poulter. You have to go back to the 15th of August 2019 for the last time that Lee Poulter was as high as 5th in the table. Take a bow also, Benny United manager Mark Benwell. The biggest climbers in game week 3, up 4 places to 9th. Also registered a personal highest weekly total in game week 3 with 59 points. But the biggest game week 3 winner, take a bow, Sashamas FC manager Wayne Robinson. Stayed top for a 2nd consecutive week, recording a 2nd weekly win, and he set a new highest weekly total for the season with 95 points. 1 manager of the season point to those 4. Your game week 3 losers, hide your head in shame. Rayleigh Rovers manager Simon Hoxby fell a place to 24th. You have to go back to the 1st of September 2023, just over a year, for the last time Simon was as low as 24th in the Family Fantasy Football League. Hide your head in shame, defending champion, the Creed Bratton Society's Mad Hatter. The joint biggest fallers in game week 3 slipped 5 places down to 11th. The defending champion hasn't been as low as 11th since the 18th of September last year. Hide your head in shame also, the number 1 rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, Arden Diamond Steve Holmes. Joint biggest fallers down 5 places to 14th. The last time Steve was as low as 14th, the 27th of August 2021, over 3 years ago. But the biggest game week 3 loser for the 3rd week running, hide your head in shame, Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. stayed rooted to the bottom of the table with a score of just -2 points. Obviously the lowest scorers in game week 3. Where they had them, which was everyone other than Steve, one manager of the season point lost. Now the FFFL Cup preliminary round preview, as it detailed in the rules at the start of the season, because we've got an odd number of teams this year, 27, in order to make the group stage work, we had to eliminate 3 teams before we had the group stage. So, I said at the start of the season, the bottom 6, as at the 2nd of September, would play off. 22nd against 27th, 23rd against 26th, and 24th against 25th. And these are the FFFL Cup preliminary round ties that take place this weekend. We've got Clockhouse Rangers taking on bottom of the table Linden's Lovelies, although Linden's Lovelies was the manager that played that wild card tactical gambit and made 10 changes to her team. So that might not be as clear cut as it would have been a couple of weeks ago. Pez United is taking on I've Got a Life, and Rayleigh Rovers is taking on last year's Wooden Spoon winner Norfolk Enchants FC. I'm going to go Linden's Lovelies to beat Clockhouse Rangers, Pez United to edge out I've Got a Life, sorry Mops, and Rayleigh Rovers to beat Norfolk Enchants FC. Play along at home, those FFFL Cup preliminary round ties this weekend. Does anyone want to be the manager of the season? This was the Who the Fuck Is That that's rolled over last week. It was worth 2 manager of the season points, and not a single manager had a guess. Just one of you could have had a guess, got it wrong, and still got a point just for having a go, because we give points out when only one person has a guess. But nobody had a guess. So no manager of the season points to anyone. No banter this week as well. I did say FFL HQ was closed for the last 2 weeks, because it has been closed for the last 2 weeks. Maybe that put people off sending me any banter. It means the manager of the season table hasn't seen a lot of changes in the top half, at least. Quite a lot of movement in the bottom half of the table. But that is the top half of the table. Simon Hoxby dropping to joint 11th for being a game week 3 loser. Joe Hoxby dropping to clear 13th for being a game week 3 loser. But it's still Di Maloney and last year's manager of the season, Sarwa Goodwin, joint top on 32 manager of the season points. And the Who the Fuck Is That is rolling over again, and it's worth 3 manager of the season points if you can tell me which current Family Fantasy League football manager is pictured there. 3 manager of the season points if you can get it. And that is it. At the end of the first international break of the season, the Premier League returns, thank the Lord. The Champions League, Europa League and Europa Conference League start soon, so that'll shake things up and make things interesting. That's your Banter in the Box this week. Until next week, everybody, take care.